I'm showing up as an investor for the last 30 years, consulting for as many years, coaching businesses for about 15 plus years. And currently I'm having group sessions for mentors, trusted advisors, leaders. Vision is secondary. I think purpose is primary. You want to find out what is our purpose and really come together individually and collectively and define that 2 sentence or 3 sentence purpose. And you write it down. This is it. We don't add lines. If you're going to add lines, you put it on the vision or the mission or the action. Is it possible that they're going through a cycle? And let me explain the cycle. And I think it applies to the individual, it applies to the team, and applies to the organization. And the cycle is this. You can imagine whatever team you like. You go through coming together, maybe 3 years ago or whenever that happened, Olga, you came together with that team and they were getting to know each other. They had a purpose. They wrote it down and they started learning each other. And this, of course, was before they really went into a lot of depth. So that's the beginning stage, and it's called the learning cycle or the struggle cycle, where you're trying to get a footing in terms of learning the rules of the road and creating rules. The second stage is a release. Now they're functioning, they have the rules, they're acting, they're performing. And at some point, they perform really well and they get into a high level state, which might be that wall appreciation. They're really humming, they're really congratulating, they're feeling really good, they're making some achievement. And then after that comes a recovery phase, when the recovery has to do with resting or being able to heal the wounds that haven't been healed, or those breaches. That there's always going to be breaches of faith or breaches, what I call rules violation. You broke the rules, and they forget to forgive, and so they don't recover. That recovery phase is critical, because then you cycle again into the struggle or learning phase again to come back through that cycle. But that recovery phase applies to athletes, is where I learned it from. I think it applies to teams, and that recovery cycle beyond rest and breathing and relaxation and meditation. Those are real good tools. The other one that I was thinking is, what if they all wrote down all the things, all the problems, the rules that were broken down, and put it in some mythical space? If we were together, I would write them down on a piece of paper and we would just throw those problems in the bonfire and just get rid of them. Get rid of them and start new. And you start again through the struggle phase, learning, and go through the release, go through the exaltation victories, and then you go back to the recovery phase. I do love processes. I think gives me some way to look at a plan or a format. So I've known about the what's called a flow cycle, which is very intriguing and interesting. And for anything to be successful, you have to rest and recover. And also, of course, some of the other things that I look at as with a purpose and a vision, mission. So there is a process for that.